honoree is Joseph Dussich, Jr., otherwise known as Joe D., Chief Executive Officer and President of JAD Corporation of America, and he is receiving the Entrepreneur of the Year Award. JAD Corporation is one of the New York City metropolitan area's largest independently owned janitorial, plastic, and paper supplier. As part of this commitment to his customers, Joe offers professional seminars to help educate building owners and managers of their maintenance responsibilities. This program is one reason JAD is viewed by city officials and the real estate community as a credible, responsible company. Joe has introduced new products into the real estate industry, such as biodegradable plastic bags, recycling systems, and innovative lighting solutions through JAD's sister company, American Bulb Corporation. Recently, Joe and his 3 sons launched MintX Corporation, which manufactures the world's only patented and EPA-registered rodent repellent trash bag. MintX trash bags are presently being carried in Home Depot, Costco, and Lowe's stores throughout Long Island. One of Joe's passions is to devote his energy and time to giving and supporting his community and many charitable organizations. He serves on many boards and is a strong supporter of juvenile diabetes, Boys Town of Italy, the Boomer Esiason Foundation for the Cure of Cystic Fibrosis, and a good friend and active supporter of the Thomas J. Hartman Foundation for Parkinson's Research. Joe, would you please come up to the podium and accept our award?
Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much for that introduction, and also for being a long friend for a long time. And our company has been with ABZ for probably about 35, 40 years. I want to thank you all for coming today. It's weather's not so great outside, but it could have been worse. This could be a golf outing, right? That would have really been lousy. And I want to acknowledge Sister Pat and Sister Elizabeth and John Danzy. Acknowledge them as co-honorees. I'd also like to thank my friends and colleagues that are here, and my family, my wife Jennifer, my son Joe, Jeffrey and James, and my nephew Chris. Thank you very much for always being supportive of me and all the things that I do. And one of the reasons that I'm here is because I jumped at the chance to have the opportunity to be the honoree accepting the Tom Hartman Award. Because I'm a very, very dear friend, and to me it's really an honor knowing Tom. But I didn't always know Tom, and I guess it was about 25 years ago. A good buddy of mine, Joe Collins, was having dinner with Tom, and he happened to tell me that they were having dinner. And I said to him, "Geez, Joe, you know, I'd like to meet Father Tom, you know." And he said, "Well, you sure you want to do this?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" I found out. I'm very happy about it, but since I met Tom Hartman, I was the Boys Town of Italy honoree. I was the honoree for the Thomas Hartman Foundation golf outing. I was the Island Harvest honoree, the honoree for the Parkinson's care. I've been, I think, about a dozen honorees just relating to Father Tom. So I know what Joe has said, so I got it. And I went to see Father Tom 2 weeks ago and to tell him the great news that, you know, I was going to get honoree. Guess what? You know, the Tom Hartman Award. And he goes, "Sure." Sure. You know. Anyway, so we're very much involved in a lot of charity work. We do that. We're a successful family business. JAD Corporation is 57 years old. We have the 4th generation that was just born. Whole family's involved in the business, and we're very fortunate. And we've done very well. And we're a very well-known company, a very well-regarded company, and we're known to give back. And I know that my boys have learned that from me right from a young age. We give back, and I always tell them the more we give back, the more seems to come our way. And I guess it does. I had someone asked me the question, a few people asked the question about this Mintex rodent repellent garbage bag, and they said, like, how'd you come up with that? That's the banner over there. And yes, besides being on the streets of housing authorities in New York City and Philadelphia and Boston and all over, we are now in the retail segment, and we have commercials on Wins and and Channel 2 and The Fan. But anyway, real quick, first and foremost, our company, JAD, was a manufacturer of plastic bags. And about 7, 8 years ago, I received a telephone call from one of the purchasing agents for one of the largest housing developments in the world. And he said, "Joe, did you see the photograph in the Times yesterday?" I said, "What photograph?" He said, "Well, there was a pile of all your bags outside stacked on the curb right in front of one of our developments, and it was a bunch of little kids, our tenants, in communion outfits, and they're playing out front on the sidewalk, and a photographer came and took a photograph and then circled, drew lines and circled a half a dozen rats on the bag. And the rats looked the children looked very uncomfortably close to the rats on the bags. So he says, "Can't you make a bag that kills rats?" Well, I said, "Well, my knee-jerk reaction was if you make a bag that kills rats, it could kill pets, it could harm children. So you have to think about what rats don't like, something that's going to keep them away from the bags." And then I actually set out all around the world and looked all around the world on what rats don't like. And I found a lot of things that rats don't like. Some things, I don't really want to mention it, we're having lunch, and it's like, it wouldn't go well in a household, a lot of them, let's put it that way, but it would keep them away, but everybody else would leave too. So, and then I found that going back in colonial times, that the settlers used to plant mint leaves, and you might even think about this, I mean, your grandparents in their gardens would plant mint leaves when they'd make their own vegetables for their own consumption, you know, and they would plant mint leaves because the mint would irritate the sinuses of the rabbits and the squirrels back then. It wasn't so much for rats, but they were all in the rodent family, and the raccoons, and they would stay away from their consumable vegetables. So what we did from there, we took it to the next step, and that was a pretty good scent. You know, mint is not so bad to have in your kitchen or, you know, have in your household. And then from there, we developed the mint fragrance, and we developed a way to take that fragrance and actually impregnate it into the plastic bag. So just as the black or the blue, or whatever color bag is, the color doesn't come off on your fingers, neither does the scent come off on your fingers. It's in the bag. And then naturally, we did some of our own testing to see if it worked, and it worked. And it was dynamite. This really worked. Well, to make a long story short, we needed to, anytime you say something mitigates or stops or abates, you need to get an EPA registration. So it's considered a pesticide, which this is really not a pesticide. It's all natural plant oils, but it's still considered a pesticide if it stops something. So we went through the EPA process, which took us several years, testing and doing lab testing and writing protocols, and then we got the patent on it, and lo and behold, we are the only rodent repellent patented bag in the world, and our testing from the EPA came back to be 100% safe and effective. So here we are today. We have Mintex, which is in Home Depot, Costco's, BJ's, Lowe's, now in ShopRite. We're in all the Walmarts in Canada, the entire country of Canada. We're in all the Walmarts up there. We're having a lot of fun, and the best part of it, that I'm doing this with my 3 sons and my nephew, and we're having a great time doing it, and who knows what's going to happen next. We know what we'd like to happen next, but JAD Corporation is a regional company. We're a family business. We will always be a regional company, a family business. We like doing business. We like doing business on Long Island. We like doing business in the state of New York, and we're happy to be here. And I'm most honored personally, again, to receive the Thomas Hartman Award. He's a real buddy. I don't know anyone who's done more than him, and he's a great friend. So thank you very much.